Hi, and welcome to another Partner Playbook. I'm Tonya Gentry, CSO, Big Red Media, MSP Success. And today I have Kyle Chandler. Hi, Kyle. How are you?
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I've worked with Kyle for a long time. I know you're the Director of Partner Success now with Liongard. So we're super excited to have you guys on here and doing this and learning a little bit more about your program. So thank you again for doing it. For anybody that's listening that doesn't know Liongard, give us a little bit of a brief background of it.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. And again, thanks for having us on, Tanya. We appreciate doing this and always enjoyed working with you over the years. So I've been at Liongard for about 18 months now. And really the core of who Liongard is and our current foundation is really a unified platform for attack surface management. And it's built upon this comprehensive data lake of information that we have. The data lake is designed to really ingest critical information from diverse IT environments, encompassing granular details from things like users, endpoints, network configs, application data, all really consolidated into a single accessible repository, if you will. And the foundational data capability is merely not just for storage, but it actively enables existing outcomes, things like asset intelligence, configuration change detection, a comprehensive asset inventory, and really provides unparalleled visibility into the IT stack, which is crucial for MSPs. So it's really the goal is to help partners uncover risk, act before incidents happen, and really prove value to their clients at the end of the day.
Awesome. That's great. I know we started working together. We started working with Liongard in 2018. And so just to see everything that you guys have done over the last 6-7 years has been really, really impressive.
Been a journey even since I started 18 months ago, and before being in the space. It was cool to see from the outside the journey that Liongard's been on, that you've been able to see and working with them, but
Yeah.
joining from the outside, it was cool to finally jump on board.
So let's talk about your partner program. What are some of the key benefits and features? Well, that's what our audience likes to know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, a real big reason actually of why I joined Liongard and jumped in was the dedication to our partners. We're really purpose built by MSPs for MSPs. So for us, partner and customer are pretty synonymous. Our program and our dedication to our partners is really about helping them get the most from Liongard by providing things like enablement, trainings, dedicated success resources, our new visual insights dashboards that really make it simple to show return on investment, and then those improvements and return on investment to your end users and your clients. So a really nice feature of Liongard is we assist with operational efficiencies within an MSP. So we like to provide an internal use licensing, for our partners to kind of eat their own dog food and reap the benefits of having their own house in order while seeking to also provide that value proposition to their clients. So we also have a partner advocacy platform that rewards engagement, and it's really built a strong community for us. So we have a number of different things that kind of go hand in hand with being a partner and customer with Liongard today.
Well, I know, like you said, I think that was one of the things that stood out, even all the way back to 2018, was you guys were talking about community before community was talking about community, right? Like that's been something that you guys have really been focused on since the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why you've got, our co-founders are still, very active in the organization. And, I know you and I were kind of chatting about coming over to Liongard before we started this. It's been really cool to see that, from the founders and the original idea of Liongard, and then the hires from the executive leadership team and on down, everybody has a component or a background from the MSP space. Whether it was Michelle, our CEO, our co-founders, Joe and Vin, our new chief revenue officer, David Powell, came on earlier this year. Everyone has an extensive background in the channel, understanding the community and knowing that, we need to grow alongside our partners, and it's crucial to do that to kind of play along in this community that we have. So it's great.
Yeah, awesome. Will you be making any enhancements to the partner program itself this year? I can't believe we're saying this year. We're in August. We're almost in September. So
It's
in the next 6 to 9 months.
It's crazy to say that
Yeah.
2026 is right around the corner, but
Yeah.
absolutely, we're always, making changes and enhancements due to, the crucial feedback that we get from the community. So we're really leaning into some of our recent feature releases that we did by helping our partners start to consolidate their tech stack, and address this, ever growing disparate tools that they have under their belt. The features are really helping our partners drive net new revenue streams that they didn't know they had before. Some of our recent product releases that we've done are not only helping, bring more value to things like QBR and TBR settings with current customers for our partners, but we're also helping with gaining, new clients by a new product that we released, HunterX, which is helping create executive summaries of basically your potential external attack surface. So we're kind of doubling down on the efforts to help our partners grow, not only through leveraging Liongard and the platform and the capabilities that we have, but also really sitting down. And Steph, our chief marketing officer, she loves to sit down one-on-ones with sales and marketing leaders at our partners to understand, what are their growth strategies? How can we help them, get more efficient and mature through sales and marketing, to kind of help drive those efforts outside of just purely Liongard revenue. We're really looking to enhance and sit down and say, okay, there's the ever evolving MSP community, but the Liongard community, how can we double down on the efforts of helping our partners navigate, whether it's tricky economy situations, or, potential growth, strategies that they have. How can we run alongside them and work parallel to help them do that? So absolutely, some of those enhancements will be coming to the program, that I know Steph is working diligently at.
Fabulous. So what do you guys look for in an MSP partner? And then when you come on, if I come on as a partner, like how do you see a partner being successful with Liongard?
Yeah. Yeah. Two good questions kind of in one there. So I'd say, although the benefits of Liongard are really applicable to any shape or size MSP, I'd say we see our most successful partners really have true standard operating procedures in place. So they've got SOPs that ultimately include Liongard inside those processes. So these MSPs are really addressing, or have already addressed, leveraging things like automation, or AI to reduce the need for human intervention and really help with, another challenge that our partners have had over the years, and that's alert fatigue, right? So
Yeah.
constantly getting new alerts and tickets created. The partners who are ultimately caring about strengthening security and being proactive instead of reactive, while also trying to show measurable, value, are the ones that really wouldn't let you pry Liongard out of their hands these days. And so I'd say, you can't forget about the partners who have adopted an AI strategy. They're absolutely starting to see the benefits of having that deep visibility that Liongard provides across all the systems and enabling that data through automation processes, whether they're built out, internally, you have people at your MSP that are doing that, or you've leveraged some sort of RPA or AI tool to start really removing the complete need to have human intervention across the board. I'd say those type of MSPs are the ones that are a really, really strong fit for Liongard right now. And I'd say those are the ones that are really the most successful, because I'd say Liongard is ultimately and uniquely positioned to lead this next wave of innovation in the MSP space and transitioning from this alert and response model to really truly autonomous response. And so the foundation of that shift can lie with, again, this Liongard data lake that we have, and providing this deep unified data that can really be the structure and training ground for AI and, autonomous behavior down the road. So it really, that's how it kind of translates to being a successful partner, is that,
Yeah.
When I mentioned that Liongard is really baked into the process as an MSP, it can mean different things for different folks. Not every single MSP is, completely, the same. They're unique in some cases. And so that's why we launch with our ProServe team that helps you kind of bake Liongard into your unique use case. But that's when you really start to, not only see just power users or super technical users unlocking the value that the data that we have provide, but you start to see MSPs have their different departments like sales teams, VCIOs, account managers, operation teams, NOC teams, all start to unlock, use the data. And when you have multiple business units using the incredible amount of information that we pull from over 100 different systems or integrations, you're really going to start to see, some true success and ROI in the Liongard platform. So I think they kind of go hand in hand in terms of the type of MSP that is kind of adopting that strategy, and leveraging Liongard to do that and doing so successfully at the end of the day.
Well, it sounds like if I heard you correctly, like you guys onboard them based off of where they're at and what they're trying to get out of the goal. And then you've got all of these other resources that can help them grow, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a big shift. That's been a big, it's a good point. It's been a big shift for Liongard too, I'd say. Over the years is we've and really the last 6 months, we've changed the behavior behind how we onboard our MSPs,
Yeah.
and we're onboarding around outcomes that they're looking for. Liongard, in these, conversations that I have with partners on a regular basis, is, we are often looked at as a power tool in the space. But what does a power tool really mean to someone at the end of the day? And so, over the years is how do we get this power tool to mean something to the specific use case of why someone was looking to leverage Liongard in the beginning. So I'd say that the deployment and implementation sessions that we do are all now built around outcomes, understanding the value that you see in your business in your specific MSP that Liongard can provide. And over the first 30 days of coming on as a partner, how can we really address that unique scenario and ensure in the first 30 days you're seeing the ROI that you intended from the outcome of rolling Liongard out? And that's been a big shift in how we've tried to approach things.
That's great. That's wonderful. You said earlier some things about feedback, and I know feedback's especially important to Liongard. I hear it from, the vendor community really does. I think most all of them like to hear some feedback from their partners. But what have you guys been hearing lately? What's on the top of the minds of your partners?
Yeah, really good question. Because ultimately, Liongard lives off of feedback from our
Yeah.
partners, right? As does most vendors in the MSP space if they're dedicated to it. And
Yeah.
that's one of the awesome things about being in the MSP community, as you know very
Right.
well, right? Is that they want to see their vendor successful, right? And so they're very transparent in what they're looking for, blunt at times, which is great. Cut to the
Yes.
chase and be
They're
direct.
very blunt sometimes.
Exactly, exactly. Which is needed, right?
Yes.
It's absolutely needed, and it helps cut to the chase and be direct and understanding, what are they looking for and what are their challenges and how can we solve for those challenges. So, as I mentioned, David Powell, our CRO, who came on, him and I have been on the road the last couple of weeks. In fact, we're in Toronto right now, as I said, and we're meeting with our partners, and we're talking to them and saying, what are you guys running into? And the consistent things are not anything that's relatively new to the MSP space, but consistently still come up in the conversation are the things I mentioned before around like alert fatigue and tool sprawl. And so, many systems are just really just giving more task tickets and alerts with techs having to go in and manually address this. Why not find a way to automate that? And then obviously, on average, an MSP has 10 different tools in their stack with tons of overlap. I've even heard partners that having 30 or 40 different tools, right? And so these, pervasive issues that contribute to operational inefficiencies and really measurable decline in productivity eventually lead to burnout in a lot of cases, right? And you talk about a struggle in the MSP space in terms of finding good talent and keeping good talent, right? It leads to a lot of that. So the feedback, that we've received is really these are just significant business challenges, and what can Liongard do to continue to evolve to address those? And that's really where you see some of the innovation of what we've released in the last 3 months, and ultimately some of our future roadmap is coming to address.
Awesome. Well, that's great because that's the last question that I'm going to ask you about is, can you share anything about the future roadmap, from end of 2025, 2026, any little tidbits you can give us or share?
Yeah, awesome, good transition, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You didn't even know
So
it.
nailed it. So of course, I can share, a really unique thing that we have at Liongard is our ability to provide monthly meaningful product releases. So every single month on our innovation page, innovation.liongard.com, you can see every single month we release meaningful product updates, right? And so we're moving at light speed. And at the same time, we're doubling down on producing what really matters to our partners through feedback and ensuring it meets the standard of what they'd expected from that release in the additions that we're doing. So, I'd say our partners have been really excited about the Liongard IQ launch that we released end of May, beginning of June. And I'd say that some of the components around that are still coming in the next quarter. And it's going to be things around enhancing our asset inventory to really help partners address the ongoing problem of you really can't manage or secure what you don't know is there, right? So
Right.
identities and devices that live out in the wild. And so we're really, honing in on the efforts to develop our cyber asset inventory section of our platform. And a step further to that is, our dedication to, AI adoption, and our AI build out that's actually going to help your non-technical users extract the data that Liongard can provide very quickly through an AI powered search bar, and ultimately have users have this contextualized conversation with the data itself. So it's going to be able to pull data very quickly. And before, a really nice value proposition of Liongard has been, in 3 clicks in under 30 seconds, you can pull out certain system information from 3 different systems that you would have had to log into otherwise, right? So cutting down on, the time to find important data or relevant data has always been there, but taking that a step further to say, if I'm not a power user of Liongard, can I just go in and like anything else, whatever AI, tool you may be using for productivity today, can I just go into a search bar and ask the data a question? And the data that's relevant to, if I'm a VCIO or technical account manager, that's only relevant to my specific customer that I'm going to have a conversation with. Ask the search bar question, have it pull back that data, and then make suggestions and provide you actionable information to go out and have a real discussion and a strategical discussion, if you will, with your client. So I'd say stay tuned to some of that. Those are some of the exciting things that are coming. But ultimately, if anybody wants a test drive or have deeper conversation around that and around the future, we'd welcome that opportunity for sure.
Well, so because of that, if somebody's listening to this and they're watching this and they want to learn more information, where's the best place for them to go?
Yeah. There's a lot of good places to go with Liongard. Hopefully everybody can see if you're in the MSP space that we are all over the place. So oftentimes it doesn't just need to be a jump into a website. You're probably bumping into somebody on the road at an event, or you're running into David and I dropping into your city. But I'd say the easiest place to go is just liongard.com. Drop in there. There's an easy way to search through some of the resources that we have, high level information. If you're just kind of cruising. But the next step from there is jump in and take a demo, take a quick spin. We're very big on our side that a demo doesn't mean that you're going to be a buyer in the very immediate future. We're very open to and have had conversations with partners for well over a year around when the timing is right, and discussing and reconvening with. Because we do monthly releases, chances are, the timing's not right now. We need to do a refreshed demo or demonstration around the platform because something's changed since the last time you looked at us. So jump in. You can sign up to do a demo through there. Or, if you wanted to connect socially, you can follow me on LinkedIn, jump and shoot me a DM if you want. It's just Kyle Chandler at Liongard. It's not the actor. So don't be confused with Kyle Chandler, the actor, Friday Night Lights, Clear Hearts, Full Eyes, Can't Lose. Unfortunately, that's not me. And unfortunately, I'm not related to him either. So it would be the Kyle Chandler at Liongard to find me on LinkedIn or for your searching. So many ways to get a hold of us and learn more about us, but a lot of great content on the website for sure.
Well, thank you, Kyle. Again, I've enjoyed working with you for years now. Love that you're at Liongard. I think that's great for them too. So thank you for spending some time with us and being here.
Absolutely. No, we appreciate you having us and everything you've done over the years for the community as well. And it was great to reconnect. So I appreciate the opportunity for sure.
Awesome. And so for all the MSPs that are listening, we'll be back with more. So stay tuned. But thank you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.